following is a production of Dirty Mo Media. Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. back again for another episode of the Dale Jr. Download. This is post-Iowa, episode 734. I hope everybody's been doing good out there. We had a pretty fun week, pretty fun weekend. Me and Amy shot down to the beach house last weekend before the kids go to school, and tuned into the Iowa races. Tried to tune into the Cars Tour event. Going to talk about that later. Anyways, this episode is being presented by Arby's. Don't forget about Arby's new meat in 3 box. You get more meal for your money at Arby's. We have the meats, and we're going to jump right into it. Iowa is a pretty cool little racetrack. Not a short track. In the rules of, the 75 plus years of NASCAR, a short track is half mile or under. Richmond is a short track grandfathered in because it was a half mile before the reconfiguration, but short tracks are a half mile or under. And then you have the 1 mile racetracks. That's Dover and New Hampshire, and I think Phoenix kind of falls into that bucket. And so does this racetrack. I think Iowa's 7/8 of a mile.
It's a short track to me.
Then you have the intermediates that are, 1.5 mile racetracks, and then you have the super speedways or speedways that are 2 mile, super speedways 2.5 mile. That's really how it's always been. And I don't, and there's these people that come into the sport like TJ that want to start calling different things. Rusty Wallace might have designed it somewhat like after Richmond, because it was inspired by Richmond doesn't mean that it's a short track. It's 7/8 of a mile.
I mean, everything. 7/8
of a mile, TJ. What other short track out there is that large?
So we just categorize tracks by size?
Yes, that's what
absolutely. Like
the word in the short track, short is a sort of an identifier of.
Well, I mean, who decides the length of the short track?
People that were here long before you and I.
But I mean,
so
things
you don't
change. Things evolve over time.
No, not this.
Okay.
Not this, buddy. You don't just start. What are we going to call Talladega short track one day?
Iowa reminds me of the Glen.
I don't understand why people want to do this. People want to just start changing shit.
I mean, it looks
like
track.
I love Russell. I think Russell is a bad mother. But he calls tracks drafting tracks now. I mean, that's like this new term to just come up because they couldn't think of anything else to call racetracks where we ran restrictor plates forever. Just because, we don't have restrictor plates no more. We can't call them. Why can't we? They've been restrictor plate tracks forever.
Because you don't have restrictor plates.
There is still a plate.
This is a Richmond 2.0 to me. Just a few different banking changes and stuff. It races like Richmond.
Oh well, then just call it Richmond.
Richmond 2? Fine with me.
Just call it Richmond.
That's fine.
We'll have 2 Richmonds.
I mean, you go to there, you have the same tendencies.
You have the same tendencies
how the place races, how it looks, everything's a short track to me.
It's a long track though. It's not short.
Well, are you measuring out by the wall or on the white line?
Hell, if I know, man. I'm just telling you what
the people way before us do.
They call it. It's 7. What? That argument is.
Well, I'm
thin.
I don't know how it's not a short track.
I think
because it's 7/8 of a mile.
And Richmond
was a half mile. Now it's 5/8.
So 5/8 to 7/8. There's a cutoff between them two.
Well, anything over a half, it's not a short track.
So, but Richmond's still just because it's grandfathered in.
That's right.
But the length, it's still longer, but it can't be a short track.
I don't make these rules. These are just common sense.
But you're enforcing them.
I know.
I know.
Somebody needs to, because getting haywire. Somebody needs to say something, because it's ridiculous.
I agree with the drafting track stuff. That's dumb, but
I know
Iowa's a short track.
Hey, this generation. You guys.
What do you mean me?
Y'all listen. This generation, y'all come in It's like somebody walking into your house and start moving your furniture around.
I moved some things in the studio today.
It's like, yeah. It's like somebody coming in your house and saying, man, I moved the couch. I didn't like it over there.
We're not moving anything. We're just changing terminology.
It's my terminology you're changing.
Yeah, well, my grandma used to call the couch the Davenport, but nobody calls it that anymore.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that either.
It's called the couch.
What the hell?
What the hell?
That's
I
yeah.
don't like it. Sorry. Ain't gonna change.
Like, what's Gateway?
1 mile.
Oh,
It falls in the 1 mile bucket.
that's damn near drafting track.
Yeah.
I mean, Gateway is a short track.
No!
Okay.
But how long is it?
It's like 1 point.
Oh my God, it's longer than a mile.
Gateway Motorsports Park is a 1.25 mile oval.
What? And you're gonna call it a short track? You think it's a short track?
Just because it has a long straightaway and it has tight corners. I mean,
No.
you put short track.
Are you really serious?
You put short track brakes on it for
so
there.
did you, man, like TJ,
What is it?
well, it's not a short track.
What is it then?
It's a 1 mile track.
I don't think we need a different category for the two tracks that don't exist at the 5/8 to 1.25. I mean, it's not a Kansas by any means.
So if you go up on Wikipedia, not that that's going to help my argument any, but if you go on Wikipedia has it ranked.
Mm-hmm.
The traditional thought behind track sizes.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you that a short track is considered anything under a half mile or smaller. Because you have quarter miles, you have 3/8 miles.
I just don't think we need a category for like the two tracks that are short tracks, but just
What
have a
two
little
tracks? You got wait a minute. You got
Iowa and Gateway
and
are short tracks to me.
wait, those two tracks.
Or what else is there?
That New Hampshire track you're getting ready to go to.
Yeah.
Dover. Shoot, there may be one more I'm missing, but you've got.
Hey, I mean, I just think Gateway and Iowa are short tracks, but
Well, Jeff Burton thinks Phoenix is a short track.
the old Phoenix was a short track to me, but this track's not.
Oh.
This track's way bigger than a short track.
If we can't all agree, I mean, we just can't go forward. I think they should grind the entire sport to a screeching halt.
We need to stop. We
Until
probably
we
should
can-
this weekend until we know
No.
what kind of track we're running.
We need a committee.
We got to get to the bottom of this.
Is Iowa a short track? Yes or no?
Yes.
Is Iowa a short track? Yes.
Damn.
James, come talk some sense into him.
I don't know. Is there a such thing as a medium track?
No, James, don't
James
be,
wants
don't
a
be
medium
dumb,
track.
James.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you think the
New
fans
Hampshire's
are
not
going
a
to
short
say?
track.
Because I'll say
Well,
that and make
New
them hate it.
Hampshire is only an 1/8 mile larger. So are you going by the idea that anything under a mile is a short track? If it's not a mile, it's a short track.
It's too fast to be a short track.
It is.
What is? They go just as fast at Iowa.
To me, it's closer to a short track than it is a mile and a half,
They actually go slower in the corners at New Hampshire.
which is great.
Corner is not end of the straightaway.
I bet it's about the same, if not a little faster at the front stretch. I don't just saying.
Yeah, probably similar. I mean, Loudon's fast.
I would trust you over me. So.
I don't know. I'm
Loudon's a fast racetrack. I mean, it's quick.
anyhow. The question of the day is, should Iowa be repaved? It's getting repaved.
No.
There's not a. I mean, why are we at? Should we repave Iowa? What do they go? If we all sit here and say they shouldn't, they're not. They're going to dial it back, not do it.
Why? What's the reason for
I mean,
the
if they're-
repave?
I guess. So if you go, if you look at the racetrack surface,
Mhm.
the gaps are starting to widen between the new asphalt and the old asphalt. There's little, people say, well, I can almost put my whole cell phone in between the cracks. But I mean, dude, we're going to Loudon where that's been the case for 20 years.
We've ran other tracks.
Dude, the cracks at Loudon, you
Yeah.
can drop kind of all kinds of down in there.
There's racetracks that have big gaps in
Yeah.
it, too.
It's no big deal. I think they should leave it alone.
I do, too.
Maybe, though, that they need to repave it for, I don't know, IndyCar or there's other races.
So
Series.
I've noticed this race, too, the Cup race, we're getting we're getting higher and higher in the corners still. So like
I'm telling you, dude, if I owned Iowa, so if anybody has their phone, their tablet, you can open up YouTube and go and look at, let's say, I'm thinking, when did they put the grip strip in at Pocono? 2008, 9?
Same year they did Michigan too.
Yeah.
So
12 was the repay for Michigan.
It's same year.
Yeah. So sometime around 2010,
or close around there.
11, 12, they put a grip strip. They just they had a big problem up at the top of the corner in turn 3 at Pocono, and they just went over there and put down a 1-lane piece of asphalt.
Yeah, barely 1 lane.
On top. It was fully 1 lane, TJ. You could fit your whole car on it. They put it on top of the asphalt. So if you drove up on it, it was like your car you drove up onto it. It wasn't flat with the surface. They just laid that shit. They thought, you know what? It's way up there. Nobody runs up there. They'll never with it.
Guess where we ran?
We went there for a test, and I think it was a lot of cars were there.
There was everybody there, I think.
And it didn't take long for all of us to find that grip strip up there, and holy shit, it was fast. Way faster, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, Pocono's pretty damn fun, but that right there was just some cool dude, because you could put the left front or the left rear on the old asphalt and the rights on the new shit, and the car would handle differently. If you needed more turn, you could drop the left rear off of that new asphalt, and the car would kind of slide sideways. And the whole field ran up there, and you could drive right. If you could drive right up into a guy's left rear quarter panel and get right to their ass, man. And it was so damn cool. And so I promise you, if Iowa wanted to become legendary, they would only pave the old asphalt that they didn't get the first time, which was basically the 3rd and the 4th lane, the last 2 lanes, way up there.
Yeah.
You want to see some awesome racing at a racetrack. You've got 2 new grooves on the bottom. They're only a couple of years old. Leave it alone. Only repave the older.
Maybe they should do it in years, like do another strip in for 2 years and add another layer.
You could just put a brand new strip in the 3rd groove and leave the 4th alone. But I would just go ahead and just pave the very top 2 grooves of both turns, and you would see some of the most epic racing that you've seen in a really long time. I would guarantee it. But they're not going to do that. They're going to pave the entire track, and it's just going to suck.
Yeah, it scares me to go. I actually think the racing's...
It will suck for a couple of years.
Yeah, it's going to...
every repave does.
It does, yeah.
Right? And so it's inevitable that the product's going to suffer just a little bit. But, man, if they were smart enough just to pave those top 2 lanes, holy shit, would that be cool?
I remember a truck race there not too long ago. I think Briscoe was in the trucks, and Johnny Sauter was kind of running the bottom of the lane up, and Chase started running the fence and ran Johnny down quick, and then Johnny moved up. But
it's a great racetrack. Now, once they repave it entirely, it's going to degrade. The product on the racetrack probably will suffer a little bit to the repave, but then if we can get 3 years, 4 years down the road, it'll be a great track as it is. I think it's put on some really good races. I think the truck and the rally races that have happened there years over the last couple of decades. To your point, TJ, they were chasing the groove way up the racetrack, using the top of the racetrack. As long as they can keep the bumps out of it, that's got some bumps.
It's got some bumps
that developed, some real bad ones into turn 1. And, that was the point of repaving it. And I think the repave was more for IndyCar as you would, as those cars would probably not handle that much content as well as like the NASCAR guys. But that's my opinion, man. But I believe it doesn't matter because they're going to just pave the whole damn thing.
So is there not a way to, and I know we've had this discussion like this before, but like does it have to be, when they repave, does it have to be the asphalt that's going to last 30 years?
No. So
you know what I mean?
North Wilkesboro's already proved that with the asphalt, they put down asphalt that they knew would age quickly and provide multiple grooves of racing. So the asphalt in the bottom groove versus the next groove, and the next groove has different aggregate in it that's going to provide different grip levels. They did that intentionally. And it's also not the type of asphalt that they maybe paved Michigan or Charlotte with that they want, they wanted to last forever. So they paved Michigan in 2012, I believe. They paved Charlotte back then as well. They paved it with the best technology possible, and it was a mistake, and they realized that. Charlotte suffered for a long time. Terrible races right around the bottom. Nobody moving up off the bottom of the racetrack. And so they learned that putting down the best possible product that would last the longest is not the way to do it. And so when they repaved Wilkesboro, they used some ideas and some technology, not only to make the asphalt age quickly. They may have to repave it sooner than they would prefer, but they're going to have a better racing product over the years while it's on there. And also, it's my belief that each lane of asphalt, as you get up higher up the racetrack, has more grip. And so I think the way that they do that is years ago in the 70s when they were paving racetracks, TJ, dependent upon the geographical location, you use an aggregate. It may be granite, depending on where you are in the country. It may be crust, maybe seashells or that stuff.
Yeah, like southeast is.
Yeah. So that would fill up, be a big part of the ratio of the
choose
mixture.
Tires up.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like years ago, they used almost not waste materials, but like easily accessible granite, gravel, whatever,
stuff
rock
that wasn't really being used either.
They'd get out of a quarry and they'd crush it up and they'd mix that into the asphalt, and that was what you poured down onto the floor. And when they went and paved Charlotte, the technology had changed to where they were using rubber polymers. So they were recycling tires and all types of stuff that they can't find real use for. It's waste products and so this rubber is actually in the asphalt. And so we went out on that racetrack and it's like, holy shit, this thing's got a shit on a grip. Well, it's rubber on rubber. You're racing on.
Yeah, so it sticks.
Yeah, so grippy. And that's why it didn't develop a middle groove or a top groove. They had to go up there and spray it with shit and try to figure out how to get people to move off the bottom. And that's why the racing at Charlotte in the oval sucked for so long. And so I think they went to Wilkesboro, and they can adjust how much of that polymer goes into each lane, changing, therefore, the grip level.
I think Wilkesboro raced great.
Yeah.
I mean, the leader could run kind of anywhere. There was cars running against the fence.
All over the place.
Yeah. So could they not do something like that and make the racing good?
Well, they're going to repave the whole track. We'll see. We'll see if they call up Marcus and those guys. Whoever paved Wilkesboro, that's who I would call.
100%. That track's great. And
it was one of everybody, go. Don't take my word for it. Go look at all the comments of all the drivers. This is the best repave I've ever seen. This track races better than any repave I've ever seen. Those are comments from drivers.
Yeah. Visibly, you can see it. Just the
lanes, I know.
You know.
But I mean, when the drivers say it,
yeah,
it's hard to dispute it.
You want to hear is the drivers that are out there on it, not.
There's just so many different techniques, and honestly, even with the bump out of 4, they bottom out. The character too, it's fine. I mean, it's still great. Like,
unintended.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah, it is.
That's great.
Bumps are good at racetracks, not too big.
Yeah.
You don't want them big old tunnel, Chicago tunnel bump. That's a big one.
Or Kentucky.
Kentucky, yeah. Front
Kentucky,
straightaway.
the front stretch.
Jesus. Guys, if you know me, you know that I haven't stopped talking about Arby's buffalo chicken sandwiches for months now. Check out the buffalo chicken slider. Buffalo chicken sliders are fantastic. Fantastic. It's awesome. They have a buffalo chicken slider, and man, is it good. The folks at Arby's heard me, and they said, we'll do you one better. They're going to put that awesome sandwich right into their $7.99 meat and 3 box. So now you too can enjoy the crispy, saucy perfection that is the Buffalo Ranch chicken sandwich at an unbeatable price. You're not going to believe how much food you get in the box. The sandwich, that's just the start. You also get curly fries, mozzarella sticks, a peach cobbler roll, and a drink. It's all your Arby's favorites, all for just $7.99 in the meat and 3 box. And you don't have to race me to get one, but you ought to hurry over to an Arby's and try the $7.99 meat and 3 box with the Buffalo Ranch chicken sandwich, because it's only going to be available in the box for a limited time. Available for a limited time at participating locations while supplies last. Prices may vary. Get your meat and 3 box at an Arby's near you today. Ty Gibbs knocks off his second win.
Yeah.
Holds off Christopher Bell.
From the back, too. From a penalty.
Yeah, he sure did. Had a pretty
No, it wasn't a penalty. It was a slow pit stop.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, he still was in the very back.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, he did a good job, man. Raced smart. What could Christopher Bell have done differently?
Yep.
Take
Did you
two tires?
see Kyle Petty's comments?
No, I didn't.
He was saying that he needed to do something different. He kept trying the same move over and over again, like switch it up.
I don't know. So there was one turn down. So there was one time down in turns 1 and 2 that Christopher Bell almost got to his outside.
Yeah, he's close. I saw that.
So that was he almost got there. They go down in the turn 3 and 4, and I think he went to the bottom. For whatever reason, whatever he did in 3 and 4 had Gibbs questioning whether Seabell was going to completely change it up into 1 and 2 the next lap. And Ty Gibbs, I felt like the next time they go through turns 1 and 2, gave Christopher Bell even more opportunity on the outside, and Christopher Bell had already committed to running the bottom.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you just almost got there to the quarter panel the lap before, and he went back into 1 and 2 and didn't try that again. And I think if we were to see that lap, man, it was right there. I think if he would have tried that same move the second time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Ty's blocks it. I do.
Ty was lower on this particular entry to 1 than the lap before. I mean, he'd have to run him. He would have just have to run him out of the racetrack. But
if he gets,
I think this might be where he gets to his right rear.
No, this is last lap. This is like, you're talking like 5 laps to go from here.
Yeah.
I saw what you're talking about. The thing that I think he was scared of is getting too high.
I get it, yeah. But
And then Bell with the tires getting low and just keeping position on him down the back and kind of out. You know, if he can shoot down into the 3 or 4 and keep position on him, he can move him up.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was worried about.
Well, he wasn't going to pass him on the bottom, I don't think.
Oh, not without using him up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it was, I don't know what the hell else he could have done.
I thought Ty did a good job of defending.
Ty wasn't slow. I mean, wasn't like Ty was in a slow car. He was in a pretty fast race car.
No, his car was fast. Bell was just a tiny bit quicker.
Yeah.
And it wasn't enough to just get up there and drive by him.
Yeah.
And Ty, every time I looked, Ty was
there's this
positioned right.
There's this, I don't really, there's this conversation on social media after the race about, damn, this car can't pass. Christopher Bell faster, couldn't do week after week after week. I mean, I don't know if I buy into that entirely.
I'm not buying it either.
We saw Blaney go up there and or Bell go up there and pass Blaney. I think this was different.
Yeah.
Like, to me, the tires were just too good.
Yeah.
In my opinion, for this week, they were just too good.
That was the thing. I mean, you got teams taking 2 tires
and staying in the top
staying
three.
in the top three, staying out. Guys staying out. That to me is
Yeah,
the tires a little too good.
Yeah, and
I would agree with that.
the 2 tires, 4 tires couldn't run them out. When Chase Elliott went from literally
not being able to pass anybody back in the back of the pack,
he was 25th.
struggling.
25th to 30th.
They put him up front and
boom.
And kind of held on.
He did, yeah.
Because his tires were not as bad as they should have been.
Yeah, he should have been eat up.
Yeah. I mean, clean air definitely makes a huge difference.
Oh, for sure.
And is the car perfect? No, it's not perfect. Does the car suffer in traffic more than it should? Yeah, I mean, there's some work to do.
I feel like it was better this week, though, a little bit.
Yeah, nobody's saying the car's perfect. It's just
I think what I would like to have seen is for Christopher Bell to be able to get a little bit closer to him without having to be offset so much. Yeah. So you can't, because of the underbelly of the car, you can't follow directly behind Ty Gibbs. You have to go high, you have to go low. You can't follow directly behind him. You can't. You're going to lose gobs of car lengths. And so, yeah, and that's what I don't like. And that's what I'd like to see worked on and improved. I want to see the guy go down into the corner, right on his ass, run right on his bumper through the entire corner.
Like O'Reilly cars.
I want to see that.
We could do it in O'Reilly on entry and exit. You could get up underneath somebody from the center off, and they couldn't get in the throttle because they don't have the grip.
Okay.
And, I want to see the guy behind have some offensive plays to make moves.
Yeah.
So, and O'Reilly cars have it.
Yeah. Well, I think the car took a little bit more abuse than it probably deserved at the end of the day, but there's still some work to be done.
I do see guys handling a little bit more than I probably have in
there
the
was
past.
A lot of guys having a hard time getting drive up off the corner and like that.
Even on entry, they would wiggle and shoot up the track.
And that's fun.
Yeah, no, I think that's great.
We need more of that.
Yeah.
We need that.
On old tires, no grip.
We need that on older tires. We need tires they need to get the tires there to wear out a little more.
Yeah.
You don't need guys taking 2 tires at that place as a strategy. That ought not be a strategy. You ought to have guys begging for 4 tires at 40 laps.
Oh my gosh, I want that every week.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I want that every week.
Thinking, damn, I got to go another, 40 laps.
Yeah, I'm gonna wreck.
Yeah, Christ. All right, so the chase standings changed quite a bit after this race. Reddick dropped to 4th. I mean, this guy, I don't know what the hell they need to do, but it's been incredible. Just a hell of a storyline to watch Reddick dominate, get out to such a large lead. A lot of conversation about whether he would even be caught in the regular season. I know they don't like us using that verbiage, but before the chase, they wondered if he would be caught. Now he's 4th, and he's 120 behind. He's lost 200 points.
He was caught by 3 people.
Yeah. So Ty Gibbs, and this is the other thing that I think is fascinating. Ty Gibbs shows us what a win can do. He's launched 2 positions forward into 2nd place in points. His, if he starts there versus 4th, his chance to win the championship, the percentage goes up, probably double digits. So, I'm a little surprised by what a win can do. I think we're all learning. We knew that wins were weighed heavily. Yes, they're going to be more points for wins, all that. But, man, to see it in real time happening, watching guys launch themselves forward after one event is pretty interesting. So wins are still
massively important.
Like
Bell even said, it's 7 second places. If he had a couple of those with the 15 points, where he'd be.
Absolutely. So I like that because we need guys doing everything they can to win races. We don't need guys settling for second. We don't need guys, and that no one is. I'm just saying, that when you look at dissecting if this systems working well. I would say they did a tremendous job making sure that winning is important and winning still matters. The other thing that I found incredible has been the climb for Chase Briscoe, now 5th in points.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Bell, now 6th in points.
Jumped 4 spots.
Yep. Just incredible. Of course, yes, Christopher Bell, if you would have won a couple of them races, it would be a completely different scenario, a really incredible scenario. But now, Chase Briscoe, Christopher Bell taking over 5th and 6th, 2 very coveted positions in the Chase format. Speaking of Chases, Chase Elliott is now dropped to 7th. Very concerning. That team needs to turn it around. Hocevar still sort of hovering there around the backside of the top 10, as is Busher. And then Kyle Larson has dropped to 10th in points. I am, if I'm Kyle and if I'm that team with just a handful of races, I'm scrambling trying to figure out how to grab a couple of positions.
Well, and he's lucky that bunch right there is so tight that one good race and he can.
Listen, we go back to the start of the year, all the simulations said 85% chance that the champion comes out of the top 6. Christopher Bell says midway through the year, guys, I think that might be more the top 8. Like, you still got a chance. And he's right. So Kyle Larson sitting back there in 10th, even William Byron, they've got to be thinking, man, we just need, I'm still in it. 10th is not a death sentence. Yeah. But, God, 8th, 7th, those would be better.
Yeah, it's... Whew.
Yeah. So there's over the next couple of weeks, it's going to be really, really interesting to see who can do what and who can sustain, who can maintain, who can maybe launch themselves forward. There's some couple of guys. I don't love Larson's chances starting 10th in the Chase.
Andy's giving you nothing on the track to be feel positive about right now.
Well, I hear you there. But I'm just saying, man, your deficit to first versus, starting 10th versus starting 6th.
Oh, yeah, the odds are just low.
Yeah. So, then you go on back, William Byron, Suarez, all these guys. I mean, there's an argument to be said that we need to cut this chase field down to 10, down to 12.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah.
It doesn't really
matter.
It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't really. I mean, does it hurt anybody that Austin Cindric's 16th and going to be in the chase?
No.
Yeah, no. It's not going to hurt anybody. But if we want the cut line to be a conversation worth having at this point in the season, you're going to have to move that cut line to 12th or 10th. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if the cut line was 10th and you got Kyle Larson sitting on top of that, the broadcast is going to be on it.
Yeah.
What's a much bigger...
Oh, yeah.
Much bigger deal.
It's a bigger deal. And that's the argument for maybe there should be 10, 12 drivers going into the chase instead of 16.
Yeah, because right now, 16th,
you're not talking about it.
Yeah, they don't really have a chance
yeah,
to win.
I mean, I agree.
No. And, we had internal conversations ourselves about this during June and July with TNT and Amazon. And, now you're starting to see it golly, man, if that cut line was 10th, what a conversation that would be.
Even if Priest or Ross or Brad would say we get to 16th, does it really change the...
Well, this is the other thing. Is there a monetary bonus to making it? I remember last year and years I can't
remember.
In years past, when the Wood Brothers or RCR, they would say that, don't get rid of winning you're in, because if we happen to bust off a win and lock ourselves in, it was like a $2 million swing.
I do actually remember some of that too.
Yeah. So that would be the one thing that would hold up the change. The teams might fight for there being the larger field, because if there's a monetary reward to making the chase, then they don't want to give that up.
No.
But, man, it would be wild if we were sitting there trying to talk about, Kyle Larson's 10th. Could he miss the chase? Oh, my God.
I mean, William Byron would be out.
Right.
Like,
wild.
2 years ago, he was a regular season champion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got guys that are fading towards that line in the 8th, 9th. I mean, 7th, 8th, 9th.
When we were doing the committee, I was voting for however many races we have in this chase. That's however many drivers we should have.
I mean, it'd be ramped up 10 drivers, 10 races. Like, it would be so good.
Yeah, I think so.
To me, it should be the numbers of drivers at the end should be what's really mathematically possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you should.
Obviously 10th place is a stretch, but
contenders only. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, like
you got to earn your spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're in that 10, you've earned it.
I'm gonna tell you, man. If you take a picture, there's a photo of the 10 of us on the stage at Richmond back around 2004.
After the race, when
After
y'all
the race,
did that,
it was like some wild west Clint Eastwood. All of us standing up there. We just ran 400 laps, and we've all kind of cooled off, and everybody's standing up there in their uniforms taking a picture of the first chase group.
mm-hmm.
And you look at that, and I know we get stuck in nostalgia and all that, but it's just, you look at each driver in that group and you're like, dude, legend, badass. Oh, he was good. Oh, I remember that year. He was kicking ass. And then at the end of this, right before this chase, at the end of the regular season or whatever you want to call it, they're going to have 16 guys. Take a picture. Take that picture. What are you going to think? Are you going to have the same reaction internally when you see it versus that 10?
No, you got some extras.
Yeah, a couple extra guys in there.
That's what I was saying. Like
somebody
who invited these guys?
Yeah, such or plus one.
But if you were in that 10, it was like
you earned it.
You did it.
I know. That's what I'm just saying. I mean,
it's same way.
So there's some things going on with brake pads. Should NASCAR let teams change brake pads? I guess when you show up to the racetrack and you might go out there and practice and you might realize we don't have the right. I guess this was Denny Hamlin, JGR. Also, if you look over the course of the last couple of years, right, brake issues, brake problems have kind of followed one particular organization, or actually two particular organizations, more than most, and it's Joe Gibbs Racing and 2311. And so, whatever, they have a different approach. They come to the racetrack, and we talked about it at Nashville, for example. Some teams were wide open on the front, and some teams were shut off. Everybody's got different. They can run different calipers, pads. There's a whole sort of method or idea to what you need to bring to the racetrack. And some teams get it right, and some teams get it really, really wrong, even so much so that they will have failures on the racetrack during the race itself, or they lose their brakes entirely, such as what I guess Denny had happen during his race on Sunday. And so if you're at the racetrack and you're maybe realizing I'm not in the right spot after practice, the question is, should NASCAR allow the teams to change the brake pads before the race? Is that the question?
Correct.
Of course they should. When did that become something we didn't?
NASCAR says because it's not a single source part, it's something that you brought, you decided on. That's an issue that you've created. It's not like the brake rotor cracked and that's a part that was provided to you.
Yeah.
You made your bed, sleep in it.
Uh-huh. And
I honestly think that's what it should be.
Yeah, I'm okay
you
with
think
that.
NASCAR should not allow the brake pad to be changed?
You want to fix it, fix it. We go green, fix it.
Oh. But let me ask this question. So let me just put this scenario forth. We show up to the racetrack, I practice my car, and I say, these brakes are a little too sticky. Can we change the brake pad to a brake pad that's not quite as grippy? You don't want me to be able to do that.
I mean, I feel like you're adding a lot if you can, because would all be changed every week would be doing a lot of that, I think. So I'm fine with what Travis said. You show up and you run, you took gamble on your setup, and there's a lot of dialing in on brakes now. And there was a test there. Reddick, I think, tested.
Yeah.
And he had brake issues too. So I think some people choose to be more aggressive with it. And like Travis said, you chose to go that route. Like, I know we used to change brakes all the time.
We did.
But it's just, now it's
I mean, look, not all the time. I think that I probably can count on both hands how many times I changed to something different in my career. Sure. Now, we might go to the road courses and put in new pads for the race, or we might put in, we might come with an old set of pads and start the next practice with a new set. All right, bud, there's some new brake pads, break them in, whatever. But I can't say that in the 20 years I raced that at some point in the weekend I switched to something different. I didn't do that more than a dozen times in my entire career. So I don't believe that if you open this option up, it's going to be this crazy, guys are going to start carrying 2,000 pounds of brake equipment on the haulers, and because that's the you got to worry about.
Qualifying brake pads in there.
Yeah, that's the
what I think would happen.
That's what you got to worry about. What are you at Iowa? What kind of brake pad are you going to put in to qualify faster?
Well, it's not necessarily maybe faster, but it's like, hey, let's try something here in practice that we might want to run for the chase. If it doesn't work, we're in a good spot. We'll go to the back. We'll fix change the brake pads to what we know. We'll go to the back, and then we're good.
What's wrong with that?
As now you're just like gaming the system. Are you okay with that?
That's racing. That's like going to the racetrack and changing a spring or changing the rear gear or changing the foam in your headrest. I mean, it's just an adjustment. It's not. It's never been this taboo weird thing. So
the other argument on Denny's side is if a cracked brake rotor is a safety issue, if the pad is, they said the pad is like defective. How is that not a safety issue? They were willing to go to the back and fix it for safety. Do you think that that's a legitimate
I think
claim?
You should just be able to change them. It's hard for me to stomach that we are where we are in such a short period of time in the way we look, the way we do things today. We would go to the racetrack, and if we wanted to change pads or change the rotors or put new in, we just did it. And in such a short period of time, we have gotten to a place where nobody wants to do nobody wants nobody to be able to do Why are we so rigid?
Well, it's a lot different now, though, compared to what we had. We had 3 practices, an hour each.
What does that got to do with brake pads, though?
Well, we ran a lot more laps.
But what? So Dale's point, though, is saying the length of practice doesn't matter.
Why do you care if a guy wants to change his brake pads?
Well, I mean, if you're trying to keep costs down, people are going to do it every week.
You're not keeping costs down. Costs.
Well, we're going to all be changing brakes every week.
You won't.
You
won't. This wasn't a thing.
I just think the teams.
When was changing brakes every week a thing? Ever?
I just think the way it is now, they're going to find a way. They're going to start mixing.
I mean, like, man, I got to change my brakes. What the for? Well, everybody's changing their brakes. I got to change my brakes.
I do feel like there will be different. I do feel like Travis is right. Teams will find ways to find a qualifying brake package and then a race brake package because it's so different.
Great.
What if you make it though that if you want to change your brake pads, you're going to the back?
Okay.
I'm just
that's fine too.
Trying to find
I think that's fine. If you change your brake pads before the race, sure, go to the rear.
Yeah. Because then how many teams are going to be trying this if they know we're going to have to move to the back if we do this? So is it really worth it?
But I don't mind them qualifying on one pad and racing on a different pad. Damn, the teams need something to do besides pushing cars around through tech all day.
Yeah,
I'm
for more changes.
All of our road guys go to the racetrack, and they are eager to have a mechanical job to do.
Something to change.
Something to work on. And, a lot of our road guys that used to be on the road years ago have left because they've left the road because they don't want to go to the racetrack and sit around and hold a umbrella and push a car through tech and then go race.
Yeah.
They want to go to the racetrack, do a little practice, change a spring, change something, and go faster and work on it.
Yeah. Change an upper, change this, do that.
Something.
Track bar, truck arm, something.
I don't think this brake thing's a big deal. Should NASCAR let teams change brake pads? I believe they should. I believe there should be some reasonable understanding, common sense. If you need to send them to the back, if it's a change before the race, and it and everybody agrees, hey, okay, you can do it, but you got to go to the back, fine. I think if it happens before qualifying, maybe you leave it alone. I think if you change anything on your car, I guess after qualifying, if we're doing it that way, you may go to the rear.
I like that.
But since we're going to add a little practice, I think got to open it up a little bit.
I'd be fine with if you change it, you got to take a little bit of a penalty for it.
Sure.
Because that would slow down the whole different packages and stuff.
Yeah. We talked about the caution with 10 laps or less to go in a stage, ending the stage. We had I had a quick video that I put up on one of our channels.
Overdrive.
I felt like that this was received with good positivity. Has there been anybody that's complained about this? Surely not.
This seems like a common sense.
Yeah. I guess there were a couple people that thought maybe it should have been different per length of the racetrack, but man, it doesn't really matter. And I guess I saw little rumblings of conversations around teams talking about how it would change strategy, or is it going to? Did anybody see anything like that?
I mean, people talk about how it's going to do it, but I don't see anybody complaining.
We're all in the
about
same
it.
boat, so everyone's in the same boat, so it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
you want these people to do more. This gives them more stuff to do.
Great move, by NASCAR. They've done a lot of good things to try to make some advances and some changes, and this was one of them. And I wanted to reiterate, while this fixes a scenario that could likely play out, it really doesn't fix the entire issue that cautions seem to have become more significant. Timely. And I want to say that NASCAR has mentioned that they are still working on other things they want to try to do to shorten up just the general caution. So this was a good move, but they're working to do more. And I think that there's some opportunity there. One of the things that I think they could look at is when we split the field with lead lap cars coming down pit road, and then you wait a lap and then you bring down all the lap down cars. I wonder, when we split the field, that was over a decade ago. We had a lot of cars that were, more cars going a lap down during a traditional green flag cycle. And I think even this was before stage racing, when we had much longer green flag runs, more cars going a lap down. Now that we have stage racing, now that we have the potential where there's not as many cars getting lapped, not as many long green flag runs, if you go to Indy, you go to a couple of these racetracks and look at the finishing order, there's only less than a handful of cars one lap down. Literally less than 6.
Yeah, not many.
Is it really necessary for us to split the field during cautions anymore? That's just one thing I think they could consider. Not that I'm saying this is absolutely a change that needs to be made, but do we need to split the field? Is it necessary that we take 2 laps to pit the field instead of 1? Cautions are more efficient. Teams are doing pit stops in less time. Less people are over the wall and in danger than we had than years ago when we made all these rules. And so maybe it is now time to where everyone pits together. Or another scenario, since we only have, in most cases, a handful of cars that are a lap down, at some of the larger tracks like Charlotte, maybe these cars are pitting on the one to go. If it's a 9-second stop, you're coming down pit road, you're getting your tires and your gas, you're off pit road, and you're back joining the field on the back.
Still in line, yeah.
On the back stretch. Get your ass down pit road, get your shit done, and get off pit road and get back to the back of the field. That is a couple of scenarios I think they are considering to eliminate one lap. Man, if you could eliminate an entire lap from every single caution,
multiple times a race.
Yeah.
Michigan.
You're doing something there.
Michigan's, the plate races, the rafting tracks.
It would feel quicker. And I want to also say that I saw Kyle Larson sort of clean up a little bit of the conversation on his end in some media that he did over the weekend in Iowa. And he emphasized that he's really genuinely interested in shortening up the amount of time it takes to run the race, not the length in laps. And so I was wondering when this whole conversation blew up, people were talking about shortening races. I'm like, no one's talking about that. No one's asking for that. Why are we talking about whether we need to shorten races? And now we're defending the 500 milers and the 600 miler, and we're this one's off limits, that one's off limits. No one's talking about shortening races. Oh man, this new world we're in, we got to have shorter, smaller. So Larson wasn't asking for 200-mile or 300-mile races. He's just saying, I think what we all are, that they're taking too long. Like, with the stage breaks, which he made some comments about the goofy they do during their stage breaks. But all of that adds to the time it takes to run a 400 or a 500-mile race. When I agree with that. I think that, everything we can do to get ourselves back to green quickly.
Maybe stage breaks. You run a lap, lead lap, then lap down. But if there's a yellow, the part that I don't like is if we have yellow after yellow.
My question to
do the complete cycle every time.
My question to that, TJ, is if you got only three cars that are a lap down, why are you having a whole lap for those two to come down pit road and change tires?
Well, I mean, the side, like, if you're talking like Indy or someplace like that, I agree with you 100%.
You can't turn it on and off. You can't you just need to make a rule and it be strict and rigid across all tracks, every race.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I don't think they're worried about them three cars. I think you're
I'm
worried.
Just saying, you're going to
I agree.
No. You're going to come to a stage break and say, all right, man, we only got two cars on a lap down here. We're not going to do that this week, this round or this stage.
I mean, if you get
just gotta make
two cars in the lead lap, then one's free pass anyway, so there's only one car.
Yeah.
So I just think back-to-back yellows should be quickies after that. Like, you should never have the full cycle after initial yellow.
Yep.
You should never run it again and again and again.
I agree. Carson Kvapil got his second win at Iowa. Second win in a row. Pretty awesome deal. Just some good strategy. It was odd how everybody kind of started. Usually with the O'Reilly series, the strategy is really straightforward. Everybody does pretty much the exact same thing. Every now and then you get a couple guys that'll jump off the strategy, but those are more Hail Marys. But all the guys that are genuinely in contention to win the race follow the same sort of path. But for whatever reason, this weekend, the field got cut in half in terms of what they wanted to do. Probably something to do with the durability of the tire itself. But Carson Kvapil and his crew.
The deal was fuel.
Yeah, fuel.
People were trying to, we were real close to the window, and so.
Yeah. Well, Carson and Rodney and those guys did a great job of putting themselves in position to have the track position necessary to pull it off in a couple late restarts and got the job done. That launches Carson into a great position. Let's see. all 30-ish points clear of Sheldon Creed. In second place is Mr. Kvapil. Jesse Love drops to fourth after a tough race in Iowa. Corey Day still fifth in points. Then you got Brandon Jones, Austin Hill, Sammy Smith back in eighth place for Junior Motorsports. Parker Ritzlaff having an awesome season, just ahead of Sam Mayer in 10th. Justin had a pretty solid car. Looked like he might have a chance to win it. Got knocked around there late in the race, which kind of happens sometimes if you lose that track position. And things get desperate late in the race.
It's hard to get through that.
Yeah, tough to get through it.
He almost did.
I think we can looking forward. I don't want to get too far into this, but Carson Kvapil and Rodney Childers, they're together through the rest of the year. Everybody wondered, what the are they doing at the start of the season? Carson's not in the one car all year. Why? Well, as we're sort of positioning ourselves for the chase, if I take Carson out of that car when Connor Zilic comes here to run and stick him in that one car, Connor Zilic in that one car, and go to Justin Marks and say, hey, Justin, when Connor's in the one, we're going to get the pit crew. They were one of the better crews on pit road last year with the 88 team. We're going to get that pit crew on the one car. I would like you to commit them to the car the entire season so that when Carson gets in it, he's in the chase with this pit crew. Last year, pit crew was a little bit of a weak spot for Carson and his team, and I wanted to fix that issue. And so this is lined up perfectly. We got a pretty solid crew on pit road, Rodney on the box. So it's going to be quite interesting to see Justin, Carson, and whomever else may join this battle to try to win the championship in the O'Reilly Series. And I think that, Creed, Jesse Love defending his title, Corey Day could get hot. He's had a little bit of a slump here, struggling just a little bit, but they could pop off some wins anytime. Austin Hill is always a threat. I never count him out.
Yeah, he's solid all the time.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out. The last couple of weeks have been really good for Carson in terms of his career. Things are looking positive on trying to put together his full season next year. And so pretty excited about that. Also, great run by Rajah to be able to bring it home in second.
Massive restarts at the end for Raj.
Yeah, he just did a great job. And those are the kind of days that he needs to have. If he can't, he thinks, man, got to win. What do I do to win? But I'm like, man, when you're not going to be able to win every single race, when you're not winning, you need to be able to bring it home in those seconds, in those thirds.
Top fives,
yes. You got to get those when you can get them. He's back in 14th position. The cutoff is 12. 12 teams get into the or the chase for the O'Reilly Series. And Rajah right now is 15 points out.
Yep.
So doable. Right in front of him, Taylor Gray, Brent Cruz, and Swalich, all JGR cars. So tough job for Rajah, but he's still got a shot at it.
TJ, have you noticed anything different in Carson these past few weeks? He's been knocking on the door. He finally gets to win off week, and now another one. Have you just seen anything?
No, Carson just continues to grow every week.
Yeah, I know it's a little difference. So
yeah, he's definitely, his confidence is up.
No. I think it's the consistency of being in the one car week in, week out. Him and Rodney kind of feel like their season's just beginning. And they've got to quickly establish a momentum that the teams that have been doing this for half a year have established. Going in and out of that car has not been ideal.
It's tough.
It's what we needed to do so that he would be in a good spot across the board in terms of crew and everything else for the chase. But it wasn't ideal. and he wasn't able to establish, I guess, the rapport with Rodney that he would have otherwise. So they're having to play a little catch up, but they're doing a really, really good job. But Rajah did an awesome job this weekend. Also looking really promising for his deal to come together for next year. And, a lot of work to do to figure out where we're going to line up and end up for 2027. But excited to see how this chase plays out and whether we're going to be going to the banquet or not.
Is this the position you thought? Is this the screen
The
that you
banquet.
thought you would see coming to this point?
I don't know. We're looking at the points on the screen.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't know what to expect from Justin's team because of the change in Overstreet going on to that car. And Overstreet and Kvapil struggled last year to get the results, so I wasn't sure why that was the case because the year before when Overstreet and Kvapil ran those 5 races together, they almost won a couple of them.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure what was going on with that. And but Justin and Overstreet's really overachieved, and they've got a lot of confidence. Hopefully, with 6 wins, that's an incredible season and a chance to get more. So the banquet. So we end the season in Homestead. All right. And we have the intention of going into Key West and having a sort of rap party podcast with Dirty Mo Media. We're going to do like a 2-hour show, and we're going to get all the personalities on, a little bit of DBC action. Amy's going to jump on for a while. We're just going to have a big catch-all review of the year.
End of season.
And we're doing that on Monday after the Sunday championship race. And we're doing it around lunchtime, okay, in town in Key West. And so Tuesday night is the O'Reilly banquet back in Homestead.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Celebrate, go to Homestead, celebrate some more.
We'll
go
have
back to Key West.
We'll have a good bar crawl on Monday in Key West, and then we'll go back up the road to Homestead, hopefully, to celebrate a championship.
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
And then go back to Key West?
No, we'll be heading on home.
I do miss the.
That's no fun.
Well, that's what I got to do.
I mean, I do miss the Phoenix to Key West or Phoenix. Yeah, but we did that a couple
That's right.
times.
Yeah.
That was always fun.
Yeah, it was. We'd leave Phoenix and go to Key West and spend a couple days there before we went to Homestead. Hey, everybody, the 2026 season is in full swing, and we've already had some really incredible moments. That's why we love this sport, and when it comes to capturing those historical NASCAR moments, nobody does it better than Lionel Racing, the official diecast of NASCAR. Their race win diecasts are some of my absolute favorites in my collection. The scuffs, scrapes, confetti, the damage, every detail that tells the story of that win, it's in these diecasts. These things look like they were pulled straight out of Victory Lane. And right now, Lionel Racing is offering free domestic shipping just for Dale Jr. Download listeners. You can use this promo code, DOWNLOAD26, at checkout. Head over to LionelRacing.com to lock in your favorite NASCAR moments into your collection today. So we got Ty Gibbs, race winner from Iowa, on the Dale Jr. Download. First off, Ty, I know you got a lot going on, man, so I appreciate you giving us some time today and coming on the show.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me back on. It's been a minute.
Where you at?
I'm in my house right now.
Right on.
Yeah.
Got you some helmets.
Got some helmets.
Yep.
Dials
All
in.
right.
What was that helmet on the end? What was that helmet? Was that a football helmet?
Yeah, it's my brother's football helmet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty damn cool.
I know, dude. He gave me the. I was like, because I want to start having a helmet collection. And
Yes.
so I just was like, hey, let me take it and just keep the gloves on it too. And he was like, all right. And that was it.
Yeah.
What are some helmets that? So I have a helmet collection. I have a football helmet collection.
Mm.
A lot of college, a lot of NFL. Probably maybe roughly 120 helmets in total. What are some helmets that you would love to add to that collection? How are you going to get it started?
Man, I don't know. I think, trading helmets with people is cool. But I think a helmet obviously is like, it's like an art piece, right? But also there's like a whole story and picture that's brought with a helmet too, because it's seen a lot in racing. And so I don't know. I mean, for me, I think it'd be cool. Like both my brothers are a big baseball So one of them's a catcher, and if he makes it all the way, which he has a good shot, then I think it'd be cool like to have a catcher's helmet and everything. I think that'd be super cool. And then I've got some great motocross helmets. I'd like to get some more. But yeah, I've got a lot of my dad's old motocross stuff from the shop, and so it's super
Which
cool.
motocross helmets you got?
I mean, I have so many from Justin Barshaw, Justin Brayton. I've got stuff from Josh Grant. Like, it's just so much.
Cool.
He had so much stuff. I've got a Stanford football helmet too. That's pretty cool. So
That's pretty
yeah,
sweet.
actually, I think my mom has it. I think they hung it up in her office or something. I don't know, but
Really?
they got a lot of stuff jumping around here. But when you're younger, you don't think of it like you don't think of it being like that special. And then you get older, like that's pretty sick.
I agree. All right, man. So great run this past weekend. Really good job holding on to the lead late in the race. Just good, smart driving. When you're, I guess in the last couple of laps, how much are you really driving in the mirror? How much are you looking out the windshield? I always felt like that there was this sort of part of me where I was split in half and kind of doing both at the same time almost.
I was about to say that. I would say probably that because you're kind of like my mirror, like the digital mirrors, mine's like on the left. So I can kind of like, I'm like turned and I'm like looking out the left front, mirror or window. And then I'm like the mirrors below. So I can kind of split both lanes. And then, just like watching on that kind of honestly, like, don't really remember much just because you're racing. You're kind of just like in like la la land basically. But then whenever I don't know if you've had this, but then whenever you start to realize what's going on, then your heart rate gets up and you kind of got to wind back down a little bit. So it was but that was like 40 laps of that. So it was fun. I honestly had a blast. And it was cool watching like the onboard from Christopher because I felt so loose. And then to watch it, I was like, okay, that solidifies it. Like that's what I look like. So it's good.
It is fun watching onboards of the cars behind you because, we never get the vantage point of looking at our car and seeing what our car looks like on the racetrack. And it's certainly not fun to watch someone else drive your car. But if you get onboards and see, what your car, how hard you're working, to your point, it kind of adds some credibility to the effort that you put behind the wheel because you felt like, you're on the ragged edge there at the end of the race. Did you realize early in the race that you had that good a race car? I mean, how do you quantify the value of what your car can do early in the race? Is it, are you like, man, this thing can win if I can get to the front, or are you unsure?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I feel like I've never really felt like maybe a couple times, but not like it didn't feel like great, because you're in fourth place. So like the traffic's still pretty bad. So I just picture like if you're in the top 6 and everything goes good, you can make some spots up in pit road, good green flag cycle. Like you got a shot in the top 6. That's just the way I look at it. And so I just was like, I'm just going to stick with it. And then we came down and we had a little bit of a cluster on pit road and then had to, dig our way back. So it was cool. But man, that second stage, dude, that second stage felt longer than the first stage and the third stage combined. I don't know if maybe just because I had come from the back or that's just how long it took. But I was like, man, we got another stage left.
Yeah.
Yeah, the end went quick.
Yeah.
The end of the race, the last part of the race went fast.
Yeah, so it was like all over, but yeah.
Before TJ's got a question for you, I wanted to ask you one more thing. You mentioned about you are, genuinely in your mind, you're thinking, I'm a contender for this championship. I think the rest of the industry feels that as well. You're obviously in a great position being second in points and winning races at a great time in the year. When do you really truly start to, I mean, how does the driver get ready for that 10 race run? You've been doing racing under a certain system for so long. And I think that, the mindset's a little bit different with this system. How do you and the team, I guess, approach the chase and genuinely give yourself that ideal shot to win it all?
Yeah, I mean, I think going back to the first point, like, thinking you're like going as a contender, right? Like, I really appreciate that coming from you. But I don't know. I think why not show up and not want to like win the championship. And so I just look at it like that and I'm just like, well, I mean, I got a shot, but also like, if even last year when we were not good, I'm still like, I'm going for it. Like, I can still do it. You know what I mean? Till the playoffs start, right? I'll make it. But like, I'm all in, and I'm like, we're gonna hammer down and try to go win it. My guys are really good, solid group of guys around me, really laid back. So we kind of just take it week by week, and day by day, honestly, like and so it's not like this huge thought like, okay, the playoffs start here, we gotta have this many points. Like, we just take it week by week, try to hammer down every weekend and take it like that. I don't think it's like, I think it's pretty like simple from our standpoint, so I don't know, that's just the way we do it.
Yeah.
So the end of the race, the 20's running you down, getting closer and closer. He was running higher than pretty much anybody on the racetrack. He was up against the edge of the black and one of the pioneers kind of that line. What move were you most worried about him pulling on you if he got close? Were you worried about him getting to the bottom, or were you just full protecting the right rear?
Honestly, he was so strong getting into turn 3 and it would kind of slide himself, and I was so loose in the corner, so I'm getting in there and I'm like holding the wheel straight and I'm puckered up, and he could just bomb it in there and then slide up, and then I could get pointed and get a good run off. So like, I was just like, I have to cover somewhat of the bottom and turn 3 and 4. I'm like, I have to cover somewhat of the bottom to like keep him behind me, because he was so fast at the whole time. So I'd say that probably the bottom 3 and 4. Like, he could just drive in so deep. Like,
he could. I noticed that in practice.
He could drive.
I noticed
so
it in practice.
deep.
He could drive it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And some guys him and Larson would kind of run a slider line in 3 and 4 where they would just drive in real hard and let it wash up off of 4. But into 1, it looked like you were dead set on not letting him get to the right rear, because obviously if he gets outside you in the middle 1 and 2, it's going to be tough to hold him off there.
Yeah, I would say for sure. And I mean, it's so easy to take people's air away. Like, if you just move up a half a car length, so it's just like, might as well. I gotta keep him behind me so fast. So.
So all I heard you say is need to take the camera out of the car and make Hirschman work harder.
Honestly, I think if you took the digital camera out of the car, I think it would be a mix of drivers that probably even wouldn't be in the Cup Series anymore, honestly. Like, I mean, I think Dale could probably speak on that, but I swear sometimes I'm like, man, if there was no digital cameras in here, like, some of these guys definitely would not be in Cup.
Man. Well, yeah, that's interesting. I think that it's
Dude, I saw that we have the same mirror in a like a bus, like a transit bus.
Yeah.
I was in the transit bus in LA, and I was like, dude, I think that's the same mirror I run in my Cup car.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun fact. That was surprising.
Yeah. I would be for going back to the regular mirror we used to run years ago.
100%.
Would you be for that?
I would 100% be for that. I think it would. I mean, obviously we'd want to have a car that races a little better in dirty air, but for the time being, like, I think if you took those out, like, I think it'd make the racing a little bit better, because you can't just sit there and like look at your iPad and just go up and just post somebody on their line.
It is done. Yeah. The mirror is so clear.
Yeah.
And provides so much information.
Yeah.
Where,
a couple years ago, my radio broke with like 45 laps to go, or no, it was probably like 25 at a road course, and I just didn't have any communication the whole time, and thank goodness it went green to the end after we pitted. So I just spotted for myself in the mirror. I could see everything from the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was solo.
I got one last question for you. Over this year, your mother has been more in the spotlight. The media, here, us, the podcast, and Amazon and so forth, have talked and showcased a bit about her sort of shift into this very critical role at Joe Gibbs Racing. What does that feel like for you as you watch her sort of get some of this credit, becoming this leader? I've been on some calls with her as we start to navigate the future of the O'Reilly series and so forth, and it's just really impressive to listen to her talk and her position and strength. How does that feel for you? Because we're all being, you know her, she's your mother, you've known her your whole life. We're all being introduced to her, many of us for the very first time over the course of this past year, in terms of her professional position in the sport. What's your take on that? How's that made you feel? How proud, I guess, are you?
Yeah, I'm very proud. You know, my mom had to step in the big role coming from, you know, kind of what my dad was doing. And my dad, you know, was doing a lot and she's taken on a lot, obviously. And she's been doing a great job. So I just think she, you know, I'm very proud of her, obviously. And I just think, you know, she takes it as she wants. So she can have a lot of spotlight or she doesn't have to have a lot. She's, you know, kind of, you know, pretty humble and doesn't want a ton. So for them to do the pieces on the prime, I think were really important and kind of to show her background and I think that's important that, you know, obviously like to have women in sports and big business. I think it's super important, especially for like the younger crowd too. So, but it's been cool. You know, she's like the most competitive person I probably know, honestly, because like I'll be sitting there watching Xfinity race and somebody makes a mistake in one of our cars. She just calls me. She's like, "What the hell is he doing?" she's just she's after it. So, but it's been really cool, you know. And then I got to watch, you know, Kelly and her, you know, on your guys' podcast. And I thought that was a great podcast. And I thought, you know, it was a super fun to listen to. So it's been cool seeing that. And I just think you can relate to me, like, you know, people like this has been your environment for so long, and now you have family members coming in and they kind of get to see how it is. I think that's super special.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, hey, good job this past weekend. Good luck going forward. You're in a great spot to make a run for that championship, and you know how to win championships because you've done it before.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you for giving us some time today, and have a fun week as you get ready for Richmond. Hey, everybody, it's Dale Jr., and we're live here at the Dirty Mo Media Studios, and we got Ask Junior, and it's time for Xfinity to wave the red flag on internet price hikes and the green flag for savings. You get the speed, reliable Wi-Fi that you need locked in at one price for 5 years. No surprises, no late yellows, right to victory lane, just like we like it. That's Xfinity. Imagine that. Let's go right into the questions.
I think before we get to the questions, we're just going to ask the chat, is Iowa a short track, right?
Yeah.
That's what we want to know.
Straight up, right to the beginning.
Yeah, let's just while we're talking, they can think about that.
Yeah.
It's been quite the debate.
Yep. I believe it is not. I think anything under a mile it falls into its own bucket, and then anything under a half mile is a short track.
Minus Richmond.
Minus Richmond, yeah.
Which doesn't make sense to me.
Iowa's not a short track. 7/8 of a mile. It's big.
It's the same as Richmond almost.
It's a quarter of a mile larger.
Before we get to the questions, we actually have gifts for both of you guys.
Gifts.
Since you coined this term,
Oh, gosh.
we wanted to, on behalf
Oh,
of...
Jesus.
Danny Bros.
Gosh dang.
Is this?
But TJ, we have a different gift for you.
Yes.
Whew.
Can't just have Denny Bros. You got to have the Brad Boys.
Oh, that's good. I like it. It's perfect.
We got a Brad Boy shirt for TJ.
Denny has DHR T-shirts.
Yeah, he's got his own. Go to his website and get all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Denny Bros.
Thanks for the gifts.
Well-
that's nice.
We have a song that goes along.
Yeah, Brad
Please
Boys,
don't
Brad
play the
Boys.
song.
What you gonna do when you
Yeah.
finish P32?
Oh, good Lord. 27.
Okay.
Dale, what might as well just start. What are you opening?
Oh, somebody gave me a
Oh.
box of Max race cars from 1991.
Whoa.
So, I'll
Nice.
give you a pack, TJ.
Thanks.
I need to go. When I was back home, I went through some cards, and one of the cards I found, my dad is one of Rick Hendrick.
Yes, sir.
You opening one?
I will. Yeah.
All right, let's
go
see what we
ahead and
Well, speaking of cards, fans want to know what's a card that you have on your list that's like you kind of want, but you're like, I don't know if I want to spend
Oh,
that
dang.
kind, like not like
Just one?
not absorb like a crazy number,
I'll
but just
tell
like
you
a,
right now. I got my list right here.
First one. I pull the Winston 1990. Your dad.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see it.
The Chipper Jones 91 Desert Shield, 1991 Desert Shield is a card I'd like to have, but it's a little pricey. The Frank Thomas 1990 Tops with the no name. Hank Aaron 1954 Tops, number 128. Jackie Robinson 1956 Tops, number 30. Let's see. Nolan Ryan 1968 Tops, number 177. And those are the ones that I've looked at, and I've looked at the prices, and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah. And I mean, there's all kinds of that there. Those are the ones that just on the list, that I made for myself that I wanted to get.
My main card is probably the Tecmo Bowl Josh Allen card.
He badly wants that one.
I do,
It's
yeah.
a cool card. So there was some dudes that showed up last week and had a bunch of cards in their car.
Oh, yeah, tons of cards.
And we bought the cards, and I've been going through them. And so that's been fun. I've always been interested in, like, buying a bulk collection on a whim, right? And just like there's a adrenaline of like, man, what are we gonna find? Hopefully we don't, hopefully it will at least break even. And I feel like I'm doing pretty good with this little packet I bought. I'm having to, like, the cards were stored in a really bad space. They're in good shape, but they're dirty, dusty. So I'm having to, like, take these little cloths that you clean glasses with and clean every card front and back one at a time.
The bin he's talking about, it's like a bin you would store a Christmas ornament, like a huge bin, and the cards were all just kind of
But there's like
tossed in there.
There's probably 50 or so King Griffey Juniors in there, and there's some really cool early 90s football. There's some Topps Finest, Dan Marino, there's a lot of decent cards in there, nothing crazy. There was a couple of the Billy Ripken, the error card, but it's the black box, so it's like the not the best, not the most valuable one, but it's still a $4 or $5 card.
Yeah, there's a lot of this was a big collection.
Oh yeah.
This one fan says Jeff Junior 82. His card that he wants is a Baker Mayfield Downtown 2018.
There you go.
Yeah, the downtown cards are always nice.
Downtowns are cool. I'm more into the vintage stuff. I like Nolan Ryan, Griffey Jr., Bo Jackson, anything from, all Pete Rose, all the greats from the 60s, 70s, even the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
It's just expensive. Obviously, if you go back, I've got a couple of Mantles that I bought, but I mean, I'm buying, mid grade.
Yeah.
Not no.
But even like
PSA
a 3
10.
or 2 or 3 or 4 is super high.
I just think it's cool to have the card.
Yeah.
Owning a Mantle is just neat,
I know. My brother-in-law's got 2 of them, and I think you should.
Randy Johnson is
sell me
one of my
one.
favorite players to collect.
He's awesome.
And his card, he's just I don't know. I like Randy Johnson. There's just a bunch of players that, Greg Maddux, Smoltz, Glavin.
Smoltz, yeah.
I was a Braves guy, so.
Yeah, there's something about, like, when I was back home, I was going through my dad's stuff, like the older players, like going through like a present day pack, like, you might be like the cards look cooler, but like
well, it's fun going through the old stuff because what the value of it is. It's realized.
Yeah.
It's value.
It's already
right?
done, yeah.
You're 30 years removed, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Now it might go up a little bit.
It does over time a little,
but like this, you don't have to guess, man, is this going to be worth anything in 2 years? Is this guy going to tank? Like I got a really badass Bo Nix, and I'm like, man, I don't even know whether to keep it or not.
I know.
Should I get rid of it? Should I keep it? Am I going to regret keeping it? It's like crap.
It's like the Jackson darts. Everyone wants the Jackson darts.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You don't have to do that with the older stuff. Donnie Wingo, crew chief. Dick Beatty. H.B. Bailey, one of the independents. Charlie Glotzback. Old Charlie. It was wild. Charlie raced in Junior Johnson's Chevrolet back in like the early 70s, late 60s at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Like this guy was running Cup in like the late 60s and early 70s, and then he just disappeared. He resurfaces running ARCA cars in a Richard Childress black, Chevrolet Monte Carlo Lumina or whatever at Talladega. And they show up and run Talladega at the ARCA race and just kick everybody's ass. Leo Jackson, race number 3 from 1990. Kyle Petty in the Peak antifreeze colors. Beautiful race car.
That was a good race
Peak
car.
Pontiac. Kyle did the tire testing. This was back when the radial was relatively new in 1990. The radial came in 89. Kyle did some of the testing for the radial tire. His crew chief, Gary Nelson, at the time was on the show talking about that, and they kicked everybody's ass at some of those racetracks due to their knowledge of the tire and Kyle's ability to take care of it. This is race 22 in 1990, Dad, at Richmond, which is where we're going this weekend. Another race. Race 26, race 7, DK Ulrich. And then memorable moments is just nothing crazy. A couple of cars going.
A lot of black marks.
Tracy Leslie.
While you
Travis Carter. Another memorable moments at Martinsville. And then Andy Petrie. I mean, this is a very underwhelming pack.
While you keep going through that, people want to know what was your thoughts on the Cars Tour this past weekend?
Yeah, it's great. I was going to talk about the Cars Tour. So we go to Richmond, which is our throwback race. We got a lot of great throwback schemes. We're all excited. We're posting social media clips and pictures and and I'm engaging with all this all week long. Man, it's going to be a great weekend. This is a big weekend for us. We get a lot of people that watch the throwback race at Hickory. And they usually get a really great crowd at Hickory Motor Speedway as well. Weather screwed us over. So we had some rain on race day, and it pushed everything back. We worked really hard to get the race in, as opposed to making everybody turn around, go home, then come back again. Tried not to cost the teams another night in a hotel, things like that. And everybody wants to be home on Sunday if they can. So we start the pro race pretty late. I think it was, 10 o'clock or so. And the pro race was a bit of a disaster, a lot of crashing. We had a guy miss shifts twice, which is rare in the pros. The pro is basically a two-speed, so they don't have a lot of missed shifts. Well, this guy missed shifts twice, destroyed the field.
Yeah, initial start was rough.
Oh, it was. And there's a lot of other wrecks in that particular race for whatever reason. Usually the pros don't do that. They did this particular weekend. Hickory can be a little bit of a bull ring. Potential to wreck cars theirs goes up a little bit. But anyways, the pros could have done better, but it was a rough race. The complete opposite for the late model stocks. Epic race, but no one saw it. It happened at 1 o'clock in the morning. Ended at 2:30. One of our best races of the year that no one saw. Corey Heim qualified up front with Honeycutt. Those two guys don't love each other. They duked it out. That ended in drama. Lee Polium ends up racing his own car because his current driver was in Iowa racing the O'Reilly Series. And so he gets up there racing for the lead with Honeycutt. Drama ensues. And so just a lot of really big moments. And, so it was a great race, but no one really saw it. I was sitting there in the bed, had the iPad propped up, had it turned on, trying my hardest to stay awake. And I did see the finish of the late model stock race.
Yeah, it's tough, like you said.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, man. It ain't like we want to put a race on it.
But then,
Yeah, we didn't schedule it for midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. But
Yeah.
we it's better for us to get the race in and get everybody out of there and get everybody home. And so I saw a lot of the pro race and the tore up. I fell asleep, woke back up with like 15 laps to go in the late model stock race, and I grabbed the iPad. I'm like, damn, 15 to go. And I'm watching them run, and I'm looking at the field, and I'm like, well, it looks like there's a lot of cars, not a lot of damage. Maybe they didn't have a show like the pros. All right, man, must have been it didn't look like they can pass really well. But then I went back and looked at the highlights, and I'm like, damn, what a race. A lot of big moments in that particular event. So I was really happy, with them getting it in. And, man, we feel terrible when we have to ask our teams to do an extra thing, like stay another night at a hotel or come in and, run on a Sunday morning. So we didn't have to do that. That was nice to avoid.
Yeah.
Going to Anderson next, I believe, in a couple of weeks. The season slows down in the summer, and now we'll start to turn the corner and ramp it back up and running twice a month till we get to the end of the year.
Gotcha. Saw some controversy last night with Kyle Larson.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh yeah, in the Knoxville race.
Yeah.
It was a different speedway. What speedway
No, what was it?
It wasn't Knoxville.
What was it?
I forget. I'd have to. Maybe the chat knows.
Oskaloosa.
Yeah, that sounds
Oh,
right.
okay.
That's where it
I don't know
was.
why. I guess I just saw.
Well, they were at
I saw
Knoxville. Over the weekend they were.
I saw the clip this morning, and it just looks similar.
It does.
He look, man. I don't know whether it was a good, clean move or not, but apparently the guy said after the race that Carson or Larson was a shit or something.
Yeah, something
Piece
like
of call him a piece of shit. Oof.
sounds like the car owner didn't say some kind things to Larson
No,
either.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm here for it, man. Drama.
yeah.
That's what makes motorsports good is when there's a little controversy. You don't want it to be. You want it to be on the track. You want it to be,
And nobody got upside down or
Yeah.
anything. I mean, it was the guy. I think
Yeah.
I still finished third.
Yeah.
So
Like I don't even in the car store race. I think Honeycutt got taken out. Lee spun out. Heim spun out. You don't want that to happen, but it's drama.
yeah, it adds
Conflict
to it.
sells.
Adds to it, man.
It does.
Yeah, it was compelling.
I love though that Heim's coming down and doing some of these races. Like I want more
Yes.
of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean the cars tour is getting that kind of a reputation. Like you can get down in the cars tour if you like grassroots racing, if you come from that form of motorsports and you want to come back and honeymoon or whatever they call that. Going to come down there and have a little fun.
What also gives some of these people that maybe don't have the opportunity to go to a cup race
Yeah.
or whatever a chance to see some of their favorite drivers or even a driver they don't like but is really good.
That's right.
Another question for the guy's name. Want to know how many pairs of Asics do you own?
Too many. I used to buy those things like crazy. I haven't bought a pair of Asics in a long time, but I still wear them. I still have. I'm not wearing them right now, but I've got a bunch in storage that I'm not wearing.
It's once you find that one shoe that fits perfect, it's like
Yeah.
let me get it in every color, and you just know it fits
yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah, yeah.
TJ, do you have a?
I have like 2 pair of those, and I haven't worn them in a long time.
The Winston, you got the Winston.
Next question here. I'm trying to find it. Elliot Tracer 35 wants to know how much of a threat do you think Corey Hyman will be next year for the chase?
Oh, he'll make it. Corey Heim should make the chase next year. If it's 16 drivers.
I don't know if you think he might have
You mean championship or chase?
chase.
Yeah, he should make it. 16 drivers, he makes it.
Do you think there'll be a little? We've seen him win a couple races, but he's had like 3 weeks off to prepare for it. Do you think racing week in and week out
Makes him better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question, fans want to know what's your thoughts on Commanders training camp start and a lot of Sonny Styles. You got Stephon Diggs.
We lost our starting left tackle.
Oof.
Yeah, a couple days ago for the season, torn muscle. So they got some plans to go forward, but I'm excited. Preseason's cranking up this weekend. I think Washington plays Friday night at home. So I'll be trying to figure out how to tune into that. That's the one thing that I can never remember. But what do you need to watch preseason games? Because I want to watch them, and I don't know whether I've got everything I need until the game's about to start. And then I learn, nope, don't have the package I'm supposed to have, or I've not bought the right thing, or I'm not in the right spot.
You have to get lucky that it's either on NFL Network or you live close by because it's all like regional.
Yes.
No, you can just through the NFL app.
Right.
On there, you can pay. It's like $100, and you get all the preseason games.
Even if it's blacked out?
I'm pretty sure it gets all of them.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a lot though because if you probably only want to watch your team.
Yeah. So I think
$25 a game.
how much does it cost for a ticket?
So also with that package, I think it gives you, if you miss a Commanders game, you can go back and rewatch the game, and they have a condensed version of it.
I
so
know,
it's
yeah.
like you can watch it in 30 minutes.
Takes all the out of it, yeah.
Yeah.
TJ, what's going on with the Bills Stadium?
I don't think there's really that big of an issue. I think social media is blowing it out of proportion. Like from what I've seen from people that are there, the seats that some of them people were sitting in are not like sold seats for games. Like those seats aren't eligible to be bought, or if they are, they're at a huge discount
Yeah,
for
but what
regular
about the
games.
Jumbotron?
It's
It's not a jumbo. It's just a Tron.
What's wrong?
I mean, what's
what
wrong with
is
the
it?
Jumbotron?
I haven't seen that one. I've just seen some of these seats where there's the line of
Yeah.
sight's terrible.
Yeah, but I mean, I think every stadium has a handful of seats like that at points.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's wrong with the Jumbotron.
Well, it's not that big.
Travis.
Yeah, but I mean, who cares?
Here's one from somebody. Brats sausage or burger?
What?
Do you want Italian sausage or a burger if you're grilling out?
I like brats, but who eats just a burger? Like, you mean cheeseburger?
Yes.
Yeah, like a
Oh.
good burger.
Yeah.
If you
Hey,
line
man.
up, which one you getting?
Who's at the cookout going, just a plain burger?
What if you're lactose intolerant?
Man, you just fucking take a chance that day. I mean, you're at the cookout. You just take a chance. Hey, shout out to whoever sent me chopsticks.
Wait,
What?
What?
Yeah. Somebody mailed.
Oh, they listened.
I thought I brought.
Oh, they're right behind your iPad.
In front of your iPad.
Yeah, they're on the back side here.
Somebody listened to the Bless Your Heart show. Bless Your Heart is not a racing podcast, everybody. It's just me and my wife. So, if you're not into, just lifestyle podcast, no worries. But me and Amy talk about, just regular life shit. And I was talking about how when I went to South Korea and I sat down at this restaurant to eat, and they plopped down in front of me this Tupperware full of metal chopsticks, and I was like, oh, where's the wooden, throwaways? Somebody mailed me a pack of chopsticks. So I think I just might, for 1 week, eat with chopsticks only. It's a lot. How else am I going to use these?
Yeah.
Arby's.
Yeah.
We have the meats.
I'll bet you could pick up a buffalo chicken slider with that.
Yeah, I don't know how a lot of things you're probably not going to be able to use chopsticks for.
I'll figure it out.
Please give it a try.
Yeah.
Just always keep them in the truck.
Yeah, keep them in my pickup truck.
Yeah, so your fingers don't get dirty eating chips.
That'd be hilarious. Driving around, see somebody in the car next to you eating with chopsticks. It's like, all right, man.
No.
You're going to stab yourself.
No. Oh, calm down. I know how to use chopsticks. I'm the best in my family at using them.
While driving, though? Also, you're going up against Amy, Isla, and Nicole. Congrats.
I don't even know how to use them.
Yeah. All right.
I just use a fork when I get sushi.
Yeah.
So
O'Reilly is off this weekend.
Mm-hmm. And next
off till
weekend.
Daytona.
Yeah. And I probably won't go to Richmond. And then New Hampshire, I'm probably not going to go to that one.
You could go to Richmond with your Denny Bros t-shirt.
And then I'm probably going to go to Daytona. That's my plans.
Why? Why Daytona?
Because we might,
Cut off.
yeah, I don't know, just because Daytona. It's Daytona, man.
We either win or wreck them all, right?
I know, yeah.
I mean, I feel like we have a good shot.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's a good place to stop.
You don't want to talk about your Denny Bros weekend?
I mean, we can if we want to. What should I'm camping for the first time ever at a NASCAR race.
You've never camped
Never camped.
I
at
hope
a
there's
NASCAR
Brad's-
race?
Hope there's Brad fans on both sides of you.
Any places I should go to in Richmond?
Where are you camping at? What are you gonna tell us?
The
tell the
Laburnum
people?
campground.
Like
I don't know.
whereabouts at? Like
We're like in the middle.
I'm in.
so, yeah.
Denny couldn't get you in the driver's owner lot.
We didn't want to be in the DO lot. No, I'm dead serious.
I mean, there's fans in there.
Who's all camping?
It's me, AP, his Denny's manager, Ronnie, Denny's childhood friend, lives up in Virginia, and then Scotty,
oh, Denny's bringing the old crew, the original crew's back, not just the
Charlie's gonna be there, and Jared is actually bringing his tent. So we have
Jared doesn't want to stay with you guys.
We have a fifth wheel and a small RV, and Jared is bringing his actual tent.
Why doesn't Jared want to stay with you guys?
Because Jared's like a granola that likes to camp and do outdoor stuff. And so there's a concert, like a rolling concert on a flatbed on Thursday night, and so they're gonna have that stop at our campsite. Like that's where it ends.
Who's the concert?
I don't know.
Couldn't get Duggar to do it.
He's too expensive.
Oh, wow. Hopefully people can come find you.
So yeah, first time tailgating. Should be fun.
The Laburnum campground, you said?
Yeah.
Dale, who is someone you're excited to interview this year? That's a good question. We have this week, we have Ken Reagan, David Reagan's father, coming on. So Ken has been instrumental in the Legends car landscape on the around the Atlanta area, but also obviously raced in Cup back in the 80s. If you think about the 200 win for Richard Petty as they're coming across the line, door banging with Cale Yarborough, Ken Reagan's right there as they're going by. But Ken had a interesting sort of independent style racing career. I'm curious to hear more about that, and also his involvement in his son David's Cup career. Let's see. Oh, also, I met one of my dad's old buddies at Indy, and one of his old hunting buddies that actually was a baseball player, and going to get him on the show.
I think we might be able to get working on Randy Johnson too.
Randy Johnson might get on the show remote because he's out west.
Yep.
Yeah. Jody Davis is the baseball player that was friends with my dad. He played for the Cubs and the Braves. Jody and Dad went hunting a ton together. Jody would come to the races and be an active member on the pit crew. This all in the late 80s and early 90s. So getting Jody Davis on is going to be a lot of fun. We had a chance to talk to him in Indy, and that was pretty damn cool. Steven Wilson Jr. has been booked on here and continued to cancel due to his growing in popularity. Like when we booked him a long time ago, we booked him before he blew up. And when he blew up, he's like, I can't do it. And they kept pushing it back, and they had a couple other dates that we tried, and he was just, his schedule just kept growing. But I like a lot of his music. Thank you, Xfinity, for waving the red flag on internet price hikes and raising the green flag for savings. Now you get the speed and reliable Wi-Fi that you need, all at one price for 5 years. No surprises or late yellows. Right to victory lane, just like we like it. Hey, this is Dale Earnhardt Jr., and for all the latest Dale Jr. download gear, including the "I'm'll drink some beer" t-shirt that we've been talking about here around the office, head over to shop.dirtymomedia.com for all the latest merch. All right, this Dirty Modo segment is brought to you by FanDuel, the premier gaming destination of the United States. We head to Richmond, and Vegas has Hamlin, Bell, Logano, Blaney, and Larson as the top five. I feel like that's the top five from every week, at least last week, for Iowa. And TJ thinks that Iowa and Richmond are the same racetrack, so that makes sense from Las Vegas. Is this, and I'll tell you this too, the Penske cars always seem to have ran well at Richmond. They've always just seemed to go there and be sneaky. But I'm not sure it's just a JGR Penske race. Russell, you join us. Thank you for being here. What's your thoughts?
I have it as a Penske JGR race. Sorry to disagree with you.
Shoot you right now.
What about what about our guy Austin Dillon? Ran pretty solid this past weekend at Richmond Point 2 or Richmond 2.0.
So he is my sleeper. Winner of the last two races there.
Man, you're calling one of the last two races there a sleeper. Just because.
Well, he is, because when else have you said his name this year?
It doesn't matter. He's still fat. When did you say your name? When did you say his name the years before? You didn't. Then he's right there.
I said his name last year. We went to Richmond.
Yeah, but before that, did you say it? You didn't.
Did you have him as a sleeper last year?
Probably.
Yeah. Do you have last year's
Man.
model?
I guess if he gets 3 in a row, is he a sleeper in 2027? Probably.
He's going to be a sleeper as long as he doesn't run well every week.
He just ran top 10 or 11.
Yeah, he ran
here.
good this past weekend.
He ran
because
10th.
it's Richmond. It's Richmond 2.0.
Is Iowa a short track?
But then he can't be a sleeper anymore.
So okay.
So
what do you want to call him then?
A favorite.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
He's not a favorite. Look at the books. Where is he in the books?
you were kind of expecting him to run good. That's not sleeper. I expect him to run good here.
Would you be shocked if he won, Russ?
I would be shocked if he won, but I would not be shocked if he finished top 10.
yeah.
Okay, well, that's not really a sleeper. The guy that's won here before isn't a sleeper to me.
All right. Well, look, I'm trying to get him to change his mind about it being a Joe Gibbs Racing Penske race.
I hope.
No, I think
You don't
one
think
of those
you can
two are
throw
going to
Austin
win the race.
Dillon in there?
Do you think Austin Dillon's going to win the race?
Josh Berry is more of a sleeper.
He's a sleeper too. He's one of my 2 sleepers this week.
Jeez. Okay. Oh, Bubba Wallace is a sleeper.
Yeah.
I'm reading.
Yeah.
The,
You're reading.
I'm reading your
You're
notes.
reading. Yeah. Okay.
He's using Russ's words against him.
He is. He is. Because go up further. Who's the first hot
First
person?
hot
there?
driver is Austin Dillon.
I think I'm busted.
You got him ahead of Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
All right,
He won
so-
the last 2 races there.
Let's talk about this. Our guy, Kyle Larson, sitting 10th in points. Where's your confidence in Kyle Larson this weekend?
It's not good.
Man.
It's not good. Because this really hasn't been a great track for Hendrick anyway.
You know, it has been. I'll tell you, man. Richmond is a strange damn track. It has always been a racetrack that's super hit or miss for teams. It is, most short tracks are pretty much, like Martinsville, for example. You have a lot of teams that are really solid there, but it's more driver based. And you would assume Richmond would be really, driver oriented. And that might be the case for Austin Dillon. Whatever they have
Sure.
at that racetrack, it just, they just
Clicks with him, yeah.
clicks. And they can't replicate it anywhere else, which, Richmond's just always been a track. You could take the same exact setup 1 year, set on the pole, run in the top 3, go back with the exact same in the second Richmond race and be 20th.
Yeah,
and not know what the hell's going on.
I agree.
And when all the years that I drove the Bud car there, we had great runs, we had bad runs. We were all over the place in rear spring chasing this racetrack. And it's an annoying thing trying to figure out how to get the drive up off of turn 4 and get the car to turn in the middle. So it's just interesting to me. I always, to your point, like Hendrick's not been great there in the past, but it's just one of those tracks where they just could show up and have it dialed in.
Yeah, it'd be really good.
I wouldn't be surprised if they showed up and ran well.
To like the 39 at Iowa, he showed up in the O'Reilly race and was really fast. I mean, he had a really good shot at winning that race too.
Yeah.
But
So Chase Elliott, you have him as cold on here as well. Only 2 top 10 finishes in the last 9 short track races. What tracks are you including in those 9?
Well, I'm including all tracks under a mile.
Okay.
For a short track. Yes.
Okay. So,
So we go there. But really, when you look at it, he hasn't finished in the top 10 in the last 9 races, period.
but
So
he had a win at Martinsville this year. So that's short track.
yeah, that was one of the 2.
Okay.
is Gateway not a short track?
It's not. No.
Dang.
I don't know how.
TJ thinks it's a short track.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Yeah, it is.
TJ.
That's okay. It's got tight corners, slow corners.
Tight corners. I guess if you make a 2.5 mile paperclip, it's a short track because the corners are tight.
5 miles tight. That's a short track.
We're not far from it. Gateway.
Austin Dillon is plus 1,200. I think it's a hell of a bet to make.
What's Josh Berry?
Josh Berry to win is 4,500.
I'd rather bet
Wow.
Josh Berry at New Hampshire. He almost won that race last year.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think
Josh Berry top 10 plus 190.
Josh has got a little momentum right now, and
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to be. I feel like Josh could have a good weekend.
I do too. I would take. Let's bet Austin and Josh Berry top 10 together.
I like that.
Plus
do that.
371.
I love it. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Josh was fast all race in Iowa too.
Yeah. Let's put $5.
Tim's cashed in
Let's
last
put
weekend.
one unit.
Tim's did.
He had Gibbs to win
Good for him.
plus 1,000.
What
He
a
didn't,
gambler.
he didn't tell me though beforehand.
What a gambler. What a risk taker.
What other drivers, Russ?
Ty Gibbs.
I got Ty Gibbs.
What do you think
What
about
is he?
Ty Gibbs?
I love.
He's
Ty
not
Gibbs.
in the Vegas top 5. Does Vegas need
but
to wake up?
He won at Richmond 2.0. So
Yep.
I don't know how it was last week.
Well,
You know,
to Vegas he's 6th.
Oh.
So it's not like
Yeah,
he's,
he's not
Wake
far
up,
from
Vegas.
Yeah.
where's Joey Logano?
he's 3rd.
Oh.
Thanks for listening.
He was all right at Vegas, or he was all right at Richmond 2.0.
He almost
He was all right.
he was
good.
up there and then he fell back. Oh,
Yeah,
they had the bad pit
stop.
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ryan Blaney is the guy to beat this weekend.
What's Blaney's Richmond races been like?
It was not good until last year.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Last year was his first top 5.
But he's been really fast, hasn't he? Like last year, he was.
He's had some good races, but I would say this is definitely a track where he struggles. I would not say he's been super fast here.
I think he's going to be good.
You know, he's led under 200 laps here. It's like, well, it's not good for him when you look at that.
But it's trending up, right?
It's trending better, yes. He was 3rd here last year.
That's pretty good.
Russ, what about Briscoe, the other JGR driver that we haven't?
I don't like him at Richmond. He doesn't have a top 10 there. I would stay away from him of the JGR drivers.
What about Allmendinger?
I think it's too long of a shot.
At some point in the race, he's going to be like in 7th or 8th, though. You know it, just like because of something happening. I feel like they're just always up there. And then
Yeah, he does a good job.
He hasn't finished better than 20th at Richmond since 2015.
Ooh, don't bet that.
Tough bet there.
Yeah, that's who I have in the top. You hit everybody that I have in the top 10. Like I don't even have any more sleepers because we already covered those.
Yeah.
Cindric, I guess we could almost say.
Yeah.
Like, do we like Cindric?
No.
What are his odds for top 10?
215.
I think I love the run that Josh Berry's on.
Mm-hmm.
I feel good about an Austin Dillon, Josh Berry top 10 parlay. If you guys think it's interesting enough to put, what is Bowman top 10?
I don't want anything to do with Bowman, but
Yeah.
I'll go check it for you.
I ain't either.
Bowman top 10. He's plus 300 on his own.
Damn.
You don't need to parlay him.
Yeah, you could just bet that by itself.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah, it's not a bad bet.
No. The best average finish on short tracks this year goes to Ty Gibbs, 2.5, but you're counting Iowa, which isn't a short track.
I know.
So I don't know what that does to his average. Iowa's 7/8 of a mile. That's pretty big.
Under a mile.
Huh?
It's under a mile.
But if you
have
measure
to-
against the
if you-
inside wall, it's
if you-
not that big.
If you go on Wikipedia, it says short tracks are half mile or under.
But
I'll
Richmond's a
have
short
that
track.
changed. I'll have that changed for you, Dale.
Richmond's a short track, though.
You need to stop trying to change everything about the sport that makes your job easier.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Russ, how happy are you that Dale's not in the booth anymore to deal with this on a regular
I don't
basis?
talk to him like
I
this in
miss
the
it.
booth.
I miss him.
When
I miss him. I like.
I'm much nicer to him when I'm relying on the notes to give.
Yeah, I was gonna say. When you need that info during the race, he's a nice guy, isn't he?
But this same
Sometimes
guy, this same guy here on the screen, is single-handedly rewriting history, changing the sport,
Trying to.
bringing in terms that we don't even use and never use.
It's a drafting track.
Yeah,
Changing it for the good.
It's a lefty righty.
just to make his job easier because it's just too tough to do.
I'm trying to make your job easier. Make it easier for people to understand.
Okay, we had it figured out for 75 years, but thanks. All right, this Dirty Modo segment is brought to you by FanDuel, the premier gaming destination of the United States. Great show, TJ. Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yep. Again, we got Ken Reagan tomorrow for our interview, and then Bless Your Heart on Thursday. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then obviously look forward to the Cup race this weekend at Richmond. We're all going to be tuned in to see how good Richmond races this coming weekend. One of my favorite racetracks that I used to race at. Thanks for joining us at the Arby's studio. Don't forget about Arby's new meat and 3 box. We get more meal for our money at Arby's. We have the meats.